My video, Getting Started with Evolutionary Astrology, I'd like to just take a few moments to introduce the idea behind making it. This was a weekend workshop aimed at people who were already knowledgeable and fluent in the basics of modern psychological astrology, helping them go beyond that, adding to that knowledge base all of the techniques of evolutionary astrology, which in a nutshell first place a tremendous emphasis upon the fluidity of the human personality rather than a description of the personality, viewing the personality as a kind of tool that the soul is using in a journey, and that as we advance in the journey, the nature of our personalities in fact change as we evolve. Not every Gemini needs to talk too much forever. Not every Scorpio needs to be moody and heavy and brooding forever. There are higher expressions of these things, and the heart of evolutionary astrology in practice is helping people actually know where to put their foot next on that path. The chart gives so much detail. In other words, we are taking the basic language of more mainstream or conventional astrology and placing it in this context of change and growth. Now, of course, evolutionary astrology also has a strong basis in ancient metaphysics, the perennial philosophy, so to speak. We do speak of prior lifetimes. We essentially look at one's unresolved karma the same way a psychological astrologer might look at the realities and experiences of childhood, that the experiences left unresolved from prior lifetimes live on within us and affect us now. And there are techniques in evolutionary astrology for looking at the symbolism of the present birth chart and essentially using it as a way of tracking way back into history long ago and wrestling with the question, not why do you have, or pardon me, not what does it mean that Saturn is in your 7th house, but rather why do you have Saturn in the 7th house? What kind of prior life situations might lead to that, and how might we work with that energy, and how might any wounds connected with that configuration heal? In other words, we take a weekend essentially to update and modify the basic vocabulary of conventional, let me say, 20th century psychological astrology.